Welcome to Too Fond of Books. My name is Janelle, and this is Merry Murder Mystery Monday. I just spilled tea all down my front. Okay, so last week I let you guys know that I am doing an amped up version of Murder Mystery Mondays for the month of December in honor of Cloak and Dagger Christmas. So this week for Merry Murder Mystery Monday, I will be giving you 6 recommendations for cozy holiday mysteries. All of these are set during the holidays. All of these would be considered cozy mysteries, and all of these are mysteries that I have enjoyed. So let's just dive right into it. First up, we have Aunt Dimity's Christmas by Nancy Atherton. This is the 5th book in the Aunt Dimity series. And like I said in my previous video, if I'm recommending it, it means that I think that you would be totally fine to read this book out of order if this is not a series that you've read before. So that goes for these books as well. Laurie Shepherd can hardly wait to celebrate Christmas this year with her husband Bill and their twin sons. In the beautiful cottage willed to her by Aunt Dimity. But then Laurie makes a disturbing discovery beneath the cottage's snow-covered lilac bushes. The body of a mysterious stranger, barely alive. Laurie puts her plans on hold to team up with Julian Bright, a devilishly attractive Roman Catholic priest, and seek out the tramp's identity. Their adventure takes Laurie and Julian from the abandoned World War II airfields to homeless shelters, places where the Christmas star shines dimly, if at all. With Aunt Dimity's ghostly guidance, Laurie unveils the tragic secret that led the stranger to her door and must confront painful truths about herself and the true meaning of a perfect family Christmas. I really enjoyed the Aunt Dimity series. There is some light supernatural elements about it that I really enjoy. First one that I wanted to recommend is Aunt Dimity's Christmas by Nancy Atherton. Next up, we have Starring Miss Seeton by Hamilton Crane. I adore Miss Seeton. She is fantastic. She is a retired art teacher who steps in where Scotland Yard stumbles. Armed with only her sketch pad and umbrella, she is every inch an eccentric English spinster, and at every turn the most lovable and unlikely master of detection. So Miss Seeton was originally written by Heron Carvick in the 60s, and he wrote, I think he wrote 5 Miss Seetons. Then the series was picked up later by Hampton Charles, who wrote 6, 7, and 8 in the series. And then it was picked up lastly by Hamilton Crane, who continued on and wrote quite a number of them. And this one is actually number 16 in the series. This one would fit for Cloak and Dagger Christmas as well for 5 gold rings, as there is foil on the cover. And for 10 Lords a-Leaping, because there is nobility in here. One of the characters is Lady Calverton. Okay, so Miss Seeton's playing a backstage role in Plummerton's annual Christmas pageant, but the real drama is behind the scenes. When she accidentally uncovers a collection of rare silver, the next act turns out to be murder. Miss Seeton will hand over the culprit gift-wrapped to Scotland Yard, and she's sure to do it in her usual show-stopping style. I forgot to mention this would also fit for Partridge in a Pear Tree because it's got an alliterative title. Okay, Kissing Christmas Goodbye by M.C. Beaton. This is number 18 in the Agatha Raisin series. This one you could also use for 5 gold rings because there is foil on the cover, and Partridge in a Pear Tree because it has an alliterative title. Because alliteration doesn't just have to be the same letter, it could also be the same sound. So that's why it would count. Agatha Raisin is bored. Her detective agency in the Cotswolds is thriving, but she'll scream if she has to deal with another missing cat or dog. Only 2 things seem to offer potential excitement: Christmas and her ex, James Lacey. This year, Agatha's sure that if she invites James to a splendid Christmas dinner, their love will rekindle like a warm Yule log. but that fantasy will have to wait for now. A wealthy widow who sent Agatha a letter before her death saying that one of her family intended to kill her has been found dead. Now Agatha must set out to find the murderer, even though in her heart she's still dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones she and James used to know. Okay, and then the third one is The Advent of a Murder by Martha Ockley. This is actually the second one in a trilogy, but it's the first one that I read, and I didn't have a problem diving right into this series. The main character is Faith Morgan, former policewoman and vicar of Little Worthy. She visits Oliver Markham's farm in the run-up to Christmas. He's to be her Joseph in the church's nativity pageant. Only she discovers the house surrounded by police cars. A body has been found in the local river Itchen. Despite her best intentions, Faith is drawn into the investigation. There are questions of drugs, teenage rivalries, an unsavory uncle, and, to Faith's sinking heart, a church connection. Ben, her former boyfriend, is the police inspector in charge of the case, which does nothing at all for her peace of mind, and the respectable parishioners of Little Worthy have plenty of opinions, mostly, as it turns out, wrong. So that's The Advent of a Murder by Martha Ockley. And then Murder in Her Stalking by G.A. McKevett. This is actually the first in her Granny Read series, so that worked out perfectly. This is a series that is set in Georgia in the 80s, and it's a very enjoyable, cozy mystery read. As the Moonlight Magnolia Agency revisits old memories on Christmas Eve, Granny Read takes the reins back 30 years to the 1980s, back when she went by Stella. Everyone's hair was bigger and sweaters were colorful disasters, but murder never went out of style. Christmas has arrived in sleepy McGill, Georgia, but holiday cheer can't keep temperamental Stella Read from swinging a rolling pin at anyone who crosses her bad side. And this season, there are plenty. First, an anonymous Grinch vandalizes a celebrated nativity display. Far worse, the scandalous Prissy Carr is found dead in an alley behind a tavern. With police puzzled over the murder, Stella decides to stir the local gossip pot for clues on the culprit's identity. Turns out Prissy held a prominent spot on the naughty list, and suspects pile up like presents on Christmas morning. Unfortunately, the more progress Stella makes, the more fears she must confront. With a neighbor in peril and the futures of her beloved grandchildren at risk, Stella must somehow set everything straight and bring a cunning criminal to justice before December 25th. All right, and then last but not least is A Killer's Christmas in Wales by Elizabeth J. Duncan. This is a Penny Brannigan mystery, and it is the third in the series. These are fun, cozy mysteries set in Wales. The author is Canadian, so I think that's cool. This would fit for Cloak and Dagger Christmas for Three French Hens, set in a country different from your own. It's set in Wales. And also A Partridge in a Pear Tree for an alliterative title. As the townsfolk of the Welsh Valley town of Llanellan settle in for the snowiest winter in 25 years, an American stranger arrives. Harry Saunders charms the ladies, one of them in particular, Evelyn Lloyd, the town's former postmistress, who was left comfortably off after the death of her husband. After Mrs. Lloyd invests a good deal of money with him, Harry goes missing, as does her money. His body is soon discovered outside the walls of Conwy Castle, and Mrs. Lloyd is implicated in the murder. Although Penny Brannigan and her business partner Victoria Hopkirk are busy overseeing the grand opening of their new spa, that doesn't stop Mrs. Lloyd from desperately seeking Penny's help to prove her innocence. It's quite possible that Harry made other enemies while in Llanellan, and Penny's investigation unfolds while she juggles her work at the spa, her growing relationship with Detective Chief Inspector Gareth Davies, and the Christmas window competition that she signed up to judge. So there you have it. Those are my 6 recommendations for holiday cozy mysteries. Let's see if I can show them. Oh, there we go. Have you read any of these cozy mysteries? I would love to chat with you in the comment section down below. And if you could recommend to me a holiday cozy mystery, I would love that, because I do really enjoy especially the holiday ones for cozy mysteries. So I would love some recommendations. So there you have it. That is this week's recommendations for Merry Murder Mystery Monday. And I will see you for another video soon. Bye.